You know, the interesting thing about Baseball Stars is it's one of those games that you like always want to play, right? When you're not playing it, you're thinking about it, thinking about stuff that you can do, stuff like that. And that's kind of what's happened to me here. So let's go ahead and play some Baseball Stars again. We'll go ahead and just sort of jump straight on into it. And let's see if we can win this time around. So like I said, you know, it's going to be a mix of members-only videos, kind of like this one, and videos that are not members-only. I'm trying to remember the best way to change it so that we can change our lineup and stuff. I think just probably right before we go into a game, we'll change it. We have some of these players. I'm not so worried about him. It's this shortstop here that I'm kind of worried about. He doesn't have very good defense anyway. No, these guys don't have wonderful defense. 3 and 3 for hitting and batting. I mean, this guy just doesn't have it. I'm tempted, actually, to just go ahead and release this player because a max of 49 is pretty bad. So if you want to release a player, you go to fire player. Goodbye. And we don't really need to do anything. See, it gives you this default player that's even worse. We don't really need to do anything right now. I think that we can probably take B1 or rather C1 and put them over in that spot. You notice that there's only a single defensive rating, so it doesn't really matter that much, like which position they play or anything like that. And the other thing is here that even though we just fired a player, we cannot add any points or anything like that because we don't have any like money at all. So it doesn't give you any money to do stuff like that. Anyway, whatever. We're gonna play. I think we'll play against the SNK Crushers once again. Whoops. There we go. Player change, that's what we're looking for. What do we say, C1 it was? Anyway, we'll go ahead and go for that. We'll start giving players names once we have players that we think we're going to hold on to a little bit more permanently. There are a couple of players here that we probably will. I probably should have messed around a little bit with the lineup as well. Somebody was telling me in the comments, and thank you as always for the comments to everybody who shares them. Somebody was telling me that this team, the SNK Crushers, actually like tries to give you ways to win right from the beginning. So we'll see if we can figure out a way to beat them quickly. So stuff like that, right? They can't field the ball. Should have been a pop out, wasn't. Alright, now we get to the meat of the order. Let's see if we can get something going. Ah, shoot. Get back, get back, get back, get back, get back, back, move! Well, apparently when you go to the next base, it doesn't let you go back to the base you were just at. Alright. Only inches away. The advice I received was to try to jam hitter, so let's see if we can keep the ball inside a little bit. You can see I've played a lot of RBI baseball, which is why I keep doing the RBI baseball approach. That was the last game that we played, if you didn't watch that for whatever reason. That got a lot of the play, didn't it? There we go. This controller, I've had this controller, this 8-bit Do SN30 Pro controller for quite some time. I'm starting to think it's starting to get a little bit sticky. Of course, if I really wanted to play this the right way, I would get it like an original NES controller, figure out a way to hook it up, but that's probably another project for another day, I think. Go, 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 baby, go, go, go. See, in this game you can at least throw people out from third base if you have somebody who's not completely awful playing third. Alright, we need to work on not swinging at pitches like that, right? See that ball curve in the air. Amazing. Now, one of the advantages of setting up a league and doing stuff like that is that you're not going to play against like the #1 pitcher that each team has and stuff. But I want to wait a little bit before doing that. I kind of want to see if we can get some money first before we go down that route. This pitcher doesn't have the best control in the world, does he? Oh, well, that works. Okay. Yeah, if they're not going to swing, then we'll just throw the ball down the middle of the plate. Alright, so here's that new shortstop that we have. Not much of a hitter, but maybe he's a little bit better. Yeah, so the grind is definitely on here. So much for thinking that they're going to sort of lay down for us and make it a little bit easy. No score at the top of the third, and we haven't had any offense really at all. I think we've had one hit. I mean, that was just absolutely pitiful. And remember, we have no money, so we can't do anything about it. One thing that I think that is not entirely like the right advice when you read about how to make a good team online are all the people who are telling you, oh, put a whole bunch of money into prestige. It really, early on, I would think that with this game, like the first issue that you have is trying to figure out how to actually win a game with the team that you have. Once you have established that you can win, I think that then you can start worrying about prestige. What I probably should have done is oh come on, somebody's got to be able to field this. What I probably should have done is I probably should have put a little bit more focus on like pitcher stamina. So we'll keep that in mind for the when we finally get some money in. Though, first off, I'll probably put money into hitting, especially so that, fly balls like that, instead of being sort of shallow fly balls, can have a chance of going out. Because as it stands here, you pretty much have to play small ball and pretend that it's like the 1910s. He's going to throw it first. Yep. That's one of the other weird things about this game. You can take a lead off, but once you take like one step, the computer will throw to first every time, and you can't move back before the computer throws to first, because moving back is pushing the A button. So there's a lot of like really weird quirks about this game. That wasn't much, was it? This is looking a lot like the last game that we played against these guys. There's no way. Uh-oh, that is gone. Not quite. That was almost one of those bad news baseball fielding plays where you think that it's gone, shoot. We need better fielding stats. It was one of those bad news baseball fielding plays where you throw the guy out, like, first base from like center field or whatever. Beautiful. Yeah, we've had lots of highlights in this one so far. We would like to score some runs. Let's score some runs so that they don't catch up and beat us in extra innings again. Actually, that pitch almost hit me. That would have been a better idea. The other thing I don't know about this game, maybe one of you guys knows, is exactly how pitcher stamina works. So I know in, like, for example, Ken Griffey Jr. Presents Major League Baseball, that if you just take a whole bunch of pitches, the pitchers get tired in like the second or third inning. I don't know if this game has an actual pitch count that it uses. I've always assumed that it just uses the inning that you're in, but might be something worth testing. Shoot. Oh, that wasn't that bad. I want to forget about. All right, we want to give this guy. See if we can get out of the bottom of the fifth. I think we'll take him out. Looks absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, this has been one of those games, hasn't it? Now, it's always possible if you're desperate for money in this game to go and, like, you know, play a two-player game. I think you have to play it in league mode and then win. The best way to do it is to play two-player against the lovely ladies and then just rack up a whole bunch of have them bean your players over and over again until you score 10 runs and then strike them out, you know, on 3 pitches every time or whatever. But that's not what we're going to be doing here. Unfortunately, that does mean that we'll probably have a whole bunch of games here at the beginning where we don't win and where it looks like it's an impossible task as we try to figure out, like, the best approach, the best strategy, and all of that. I think that one of the best things for us to do is to take more pitches. I was hoping it was going to bounce in, but it didn't happen. Man, our team cannot field the ball. Yeah, we have absolutely no hope there. So we might need to spend a little bit of time sort of we might need to spend a little bit of time looking more closely at our defensive options and, like, figuring out what some of these problems are, you know, especially on the left side of the infield. Man. Yeah, I'm afraid to say that this doesn't look like it's boding so well for us. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, so this is a lot uglier than the last game was. Somebody was saying that luck is the thing that tells you whether your fielder is actually going to be near the ball when it comes in or not. Anyway, I think we had a pretty bad luck rating on that one. Alright. Come on, baby, keep going. Alright, so we've got something here. Let's see if we can piece a couple of hits together and make something happen. There we go. Wow, he threw it straight home. Usually they cut that off. Nice. All right. No, he doesn't stand a chance, unfortunately. Uh-oh. Good days are over. This guy again. Shoot. Alright, so we're at least making a game out of it. 5-3. This is a little bit better than it was. Go through, go through. Yeah, baby, 5-4. How about that? So we end up tying the game here in the top of the 7th. Let's see if we can get a hold of one. Unfortunately, not quite. All right, now we're to the garbage period. So let's see if we can throw strikes here. Again, trying to keep everything as possible in on the hands. And we've got to do something about that. We got to really take a close look at the position that these players are playing and maybe make a couple of changes. So look for that probably coming up at the beginning of the next video, which will be tomorrow, and which probably is going to be actually a free video. So that should be a lot of fun. We can take a sort of advanced look here and try to figure out where it is we want our best players to be playing. Or our best fielders, I should say, because that's one of the major problems that we have. We need better defensive players on the left side of the infield. So the thing that's difficult about this is that it's not like, you know, Football Manager, OOTP, or anything like that, where you can look at like a spreadsheet and you can organize things right and all that. Here you have to look at like one player at a time. You have to take some notes and stuff like that. So like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun to sort of go through it and figure out what we want to do, who we want to change, because we really need to figure out a way to win. So the reason why you play against the SNK Crushers first is because this is like the worst team in the game. If we're going to start playing against the other teams, we would likely lose by, you know, numerous runs right from the beginning. And we don't necessarily want to do that. This is a team that's a little bit easier. It's sort of designed so that, you know, you can beat them, at least in theory. Oh man, we've got to do something. We've got to change this third baseman, because he just can't field at all. He can't. He's pretty bad. Oh man. Oh man. I don't know if we have anybody who can field though, man. This is just absolutely ridiculously bad. Ah, jeez. All right. All right, here we go. Top of the 9th inning. We have the bottom of the order coming up. Well, that's something. We lead it off all right. All right, now we pinch hit for the pitcher and see what we can do if we can move this runner over. Might as well hit with the pitcher if we have guys who are this bad. Good thing I wasn't running with that pitch. Get back, get back, get back. Ah, we lose. Well, so much for that one. So we end up losing this game again, 6-5, another 1-run loss. No home runs in this one, and it's another kind of frustrating loss for us. We wouldn't have had a whole bunch of money if we had won this game, but I don't know. We're gonna have to go through, like I said, probably the beginning of the next episode and like take a look at some of this defense. Especially, this is the problem. The third baseman is a defensive 1. So we have this guy here, Bat D1, who has a defensive 9. We probably should have that guy in. We can fiddle around a little bit with the lineup. This is the thing. It's either these guys who cannot hit but who can play defense, or these guys who like can hit sort of but can't play defense. But we have to have better defense than that on the left side. It was this guy who we had playing short, and it's actually okay. So yeah, we need some of these guys who can play defense to go play defense for us. So that's what it's going to be like. Just like I said, you know, we're going to make it so that we play this, again, like the legitimate way, the right way. I'm not going to do any of the cheating. Like I told you, it's going to be frustrating at the beginning until we finally win a game. I thought that we had a chance here, and we didn't quite have a chance. So we'll have a little bit of fun with this. We'll change this lineup up at the beginning of the next episode, and we'll see if we can finally beat the SNK Crushers. And as always, I welcome any feedback that you may have. And I'll talk with you later. Have a great day. Bye.